Pond fish are doing absolutely amazing, doing really well. The ear's gone off, the feed is just the shower goes off and that on a timer, and then it coincides with the feed, so it's nice and calm and peaceful. Quite like that. The chago, the achiever that I put in last week is doing great, settled in well. And there's the one that I treated, PP dipped. That's another one I put in, a coda shower. This one is just an absolute animal pig, coda. And then I put the Sankey in as well. This Sankey, there's 4 fish I put in. This one just feeds out your hand. And I think this one will as well. So soft, lovely. So you see Teddy, see what he's barking at. I have been absolutely blessed with the weather. This is day, what day is it? When did I start it? Friday, Saturday, about day 6. I've not been having, I grafted the first few days and then I've been getting later. Teddy! Hello Teddy! Help mate! Boy! I'm barking! So it's getting more and more straight now. I've got my waste pipe in. I've got the waste at the side of the building, and then got my plants in here now, my Japanese ones all set out. And the history with these Neophonetia or Vanderfalcata, the Falcata, if you look them up, the histories are very similar to koi, tradition and everything like that. Really interesting. Some of the names as well, obviously it's Japanese. So put that back. So I've got a bit of a stand there now for plants back, because this now is pretty much as it was, apart from this here. I'm pleased to say the Karashigoi is okay. These are all settled now. I sealed all the holes in this, so this is now not got any holes in the sides, so it's completely leak free, which is great. And onto the pool. We're about there. Bottom drain done. I've altered a few things. The waste pipe is fixed now, so I've got a waste pipe coming out there, an upstand there for this pool, the new pool. I've got an upstand here for the overflow of this pond, and an upstand which is handy to have. And then I've got the waste runs out the wall. So I did this yesterday, cleaned it, and it was absolutely so easy. Now I've got this waste tee on it. I literally opened that, pumped it, and the muck that came out was incredible. When I run it for about 30 seconds, it dropped quite a bit like it was with the Easy Pod before, back on. So I might, every time I'm in it, give that a couple of pumps every couple of days. I probably won't because of the water. In fact, I won't. I'm just going to stick to the trickle in and out, so that does my water changes, and 1 clean a week. And then onto the pond, it's still there. I've actually, if I just jump in here, I've actually got this sinking airlock. However, I've siliconed it with marine sealant to the bottom of the pond, and I've done it like so. There is like a lip, and in places I've done it over, so there's like a saddle of sealant, so it's fully almost like sealanted in, and it's like lipped and domed. You see there, I've made like it's sinking anyway, but I just thought, well, I've got the sealant, so that's that look. And there, look. And then all the way up, there's the return. And it comes up and over. I'm waiting, there's an hydroponic seller on eBay. I ought to find the link. In fact, I'll post the link in this video. I'll take the effort, I'll go onto my sale, the bloke who's selling them, and you know this airline tubing, the perforated stuff, he sells it, and it's I think a decent price. It's not like £25 a metre or so ridiculous that you see it in the normally. And I bought a 9-inch. He obviously makes them out of the stuff, and it's a square, I think. Or was it round? No, it's round. It's round, and it's got all different shapes to fit in different hydroponic pots. It's got long rectangle ones, round ones, all sorts of shapes. Well, the one I picked was round. It's 9-inch round, and I think it's a crisscross. So there's a cross, and then it comes across, and then there's a connection. So I've got round and also crisscross, so hopefully that effect coming up there will be great. And because it's only 9-inch, I say only 9-inch, it's 9-inch. I mean, this obviously, this is big. So I'm going to put it on top, push it down, hopefully shape it to this dome, and I'm going to use the marine sealant again, and I'm going to bed it underneath on some places, and then let that dry, and so that will be mint. I've sealed this in. I've sealed that in. I've checked that one, but I'm going to keep that. You get this connector with it, so I literally could just put that onto a hose pipe with a valve on and drain it if I ever need to. So that's handy to have. Put my net up, my net socks up, it's looking nice. What I might have as well is if anyone wants to, if anyone's got any spare or know where they can where I can buy them, it'd be nice if I get some Japanese them flag things, banners. It'd be nice there, wouldn't it? I thought of that. Wouldn't that look mint there when you come in? Just some just decorate that wall. The feeder's going to go on here, I think, soon. So when the food drops, it will land on that TPR, and hopefully it will swirl round. Now that's all piped up. So what I've done with I've mackled up, and I've begged, borrowed and stealed from my garden with this one. So this might interest you all, because this is true DIY. With parts that I've got this is with a pond, and I've used it, so I've pushed that in, and I have sealed it all in here. Sealed it. That's a really tight fit. I've modified the clips, so I put holes in them so you can use it as a proper clip. So I've come in, and it was a planter, a black planter, and I'm using it as an overflow box. So the water will trickle into here, fill up, and trickle out of here, and then trickle into there. There will probably need some final adjustments. It was lower. I did fix it to this batten that's already in the greenhouse, but looking at it, I thought it'd be too low. So I've actually put this higher. So I'm hoping now this is way above the water line. Well, it is definitely way above the water line by about 3 inch. So the water level should hopefully be about here, but I might have to play about with that. It's only a case of undo the 2 screws and put it to where I want it. So there might be some final adjustments with that. I've now got water in here. Poured some pond water in. Got my trug out, got some water out of there and put it in there, and I've just put the air on. Just trickle the air in, you can hear it. Just bubbling away, just so hopefully it's not, all the bacteria is not killed. God, that was starting to smell. And yeah, got organised a bit. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that's the only thing I'm waiting for. That airline came yesterday, so I'm waiting for that. If I can get that sealed in today, by tonight I could be putting water in this and getting these legs sorted. What I was going to do, once I've sealed the air diffuser in, go round with the rest of, there's half a tube left of this stuff. Is great. I got it off, you can get it off eBay and Amazon. I got it off Amazon. It's marine grade RTV silicon sealant, and it's brilliant stuff. It's, can't tell you, I've had that black pond stuff, so-called pond stuff before, and I've done leaks on my pond. It just, I don't know, it's just, yeah, I've actually fixed it to things. It's like pulled off. This stuff, I've used it on there, look. You are not rubbing that off. I put it on this because I've made it my own fitting. I've done is cut these to make it smaller. But look at this. Look how it seals. There's no, it's just really good. And look at it here. This is just with one night of curing. It's like it just bonds. It just, yeah, it's really good stuff anyway. Got my trickle set up lovely. And this is still producing. I'm probably going to move that solar fan. There's a little solar panel on the roof there. You just see the outline of the square. So I might get up there, disconnect that today, and then move it to either here. I've got that fan there, but I might just move it to here, or here, and have it coming down here, and I don't know, I just don't know, get some air movement, but I've got that now. So yeah, fingers crossed. Oh no, fingers crossed. Oh no, fingers crossed. After this video, this part, I think this will be part 4 or 5. I'm only doing them in like 10 to 14 minute increments. So I keep, because what I normally do is, I normally do a bigger video and then normally don't show everything. So I'm trying to keep it a bit more real and show it in short bursts. So I think people might enjoy that, because you're not sitting through hours and hours and hours and hours of stuff. It's like short. It's, you know, I could tie it all in one video at the end if I wanted to, the whole thing, and it'd be about probably 50 minutes to an hour. But I think it's quite good like this. I think people, I think what I'm learning with YouTube is you need to post regularly. So that's what I'm hoping to do. So there you go. It's coming on. I can't wait till I'm seeing koi perusing that. It looks actually smaller on camera. But when I'm here, to consider that is taking up a third of my greenhouse. You know, now this in the end might not work out for me. This, you know, might progress to me building a pond, you know, to being asked to order a block of blocks and putting them sideways, you know, side, length at the front with a pond window and a liner or a fiberglass, and having just a massive, can you imagine, dream pond in here? Because I could literally build it up to waist height to here, on top of the foundation, level it off, and the bottom drain is already in. So I've done, if you like, the hard work. The only thing is the 3-inch, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But anyway, I'm at the minute, I'm not. Why? The reason I picked this is because it's deep enough. It should hopefully get warm because of the surface area. It's a surface area I went for, and I just wanted that look as well. That look of, I don't know, a show, like a showy type look. and I think the fish will look quite impressive in there, and I think they'll enjoy it because they've got a good bit of surface here, haven't they? 10 foot wide on all, 10 foot, it's a circle on every way you look at it. It's not like restricted, you know. So I'll be able to grade the fish. I'll be able to have pond fish, which I want the fish in the pond. So I think, well, okay, I don't want you to grow, or I'm not that as bothered about you growing as much, so you can go in the main pond. You're smaller fish, so you can be in this pond, but you've got more space. And the bigger and the you know, fish that I still want to grow on, and I can put in there. So, but basically now I'll have 7,000 litres of indoor growing space. And the temperature in here now is 28 degrees. 28 degrees. Let me put this in here, because then we can see what the temperature of the water is in here. Wow, it really has gone up because I've been closing it. I really have been getting some heat in here, in this greenhouse. I left the windows open last night as well. So at the minute it's 24 degrees. Just 23.5. So it'll probably fluctuate. It'll probably go up a degree when the sun comes out. 23.2. 23, 22.9. Just going down a little bit. Going up again. Going down a little bit. So let's just say 20, let's say it's between 22 and 24. Now to me that is pretty much ideal, and it's free heat. So I think this, because it's not got as much water in it and it's got a bigger surface area, is going to be probably more consistent at 24. But what I've got to watch is the UV rays. Fortunately the roof looks opaque, but it's not. That's actually clear. But the sun's out now, it's blasting out, but it looks opaque. It's weathered a bit on the top. But in summer what I will do, this side of the greenhouse I've got shading on, I will just shade from there. And then I might just put, if it gets too hot, I've got some really light shading I can put on that side. So on that note, lovely blue skies today. Let me, as a comparison, being as we're on water temperature, so that would say between 22 and 24. Those little thermometers have got a plus or minus of 3 degrees, which most things have, to be fair, so I can't knock it, but it could be higher than that, it could be lower. I might get a better pool thermometer, and then if I show you this one, this has been good, I might get another one of them. Need some new batteries though. So this, oops, I need some new batteries, going a bit dumb still. You can't see that, I don't think. But there it is. Yeah, batteries are going, I can see it on there. 18.6. 18.6 in this pond at the minute. Before this sun came out this week, it's been absolutely marvellous week. I've been blessed with the weather. Blessed that it's not been raining and I'm in and out of the house and on the, you know, up and down the garden and got all my stuff out and it's raining. But it's been hot in there. It's been so hot working in there. So 18.6. So potentially that's 5 degrees difference. 5-6 degrees difference at this point in time. Oh, thanks for watching. Please like, please click on the like button. Do it now, it's free. And subscribe if you haven't already. It'd be really appreciated to have you on board. And follow my progress with this pool. be it good, be it bad. And if you're a subscriber already, thank you very much. It's really appreciated, your support, it really is. Thank you. So I'm actually waiting on the "9" air diffuser. It's a circle with a cross section in the middle. I ordered it on a few days ago. It's not come yet, so I'm waiting for that. Everything else is done. So at least the silicon's had a good time to cure. I'll just give that, hopefully if it comes today with the post, I can get that in, leave that a few hours, because it goes off quite quick, a day to cure, because the air won't be on for a couple of days anyway. I'm going away on Sunday, which don't mean anything to you, which will be in a few days. I'm going to Ibiza just for 4 days. So I'm wanting this to have water in it it's now Thursday, so Thursday the 7th. So I'm hoping that I can get that done today, because everything else is done. It's finished. So I'm just waiting to get the water in now and get everything fired up and the pump running, and get this filter water running and get it kicked up again. And then I'll put the air on and just leave it running and trickling over and set up until I get back. And hopefully there's no disasters when I get back next week. Then it's all up and still here and everything's fine and dandy. They're all doing okay in there. Now, I gave everything, because the water has been the weather has been great this week in the UK. I took, in fact I'll just show you this first. If anyone has managed to see or take a peek down the side of my greenhouse lately, it was completely overgrown, and that side was. And I'll show you now what's behind my greenhouse. So this is 8 meters, 4 2-meter big sheet panels, and this was overgrown with brambles. It just take over. You can still see a lot of the roots with brambles. It's quite a big space actually. This is probably the size of some people's gardens, and it's probably 1 2 3 4 about 6 meters by 7 meters. But me and my son, it was all overgrown like this about a year ago, and we got in here, got it all cut down, and we just used these what were in the garden piled up from an old pergola or something what we had, and we just divide up a bit of path and a cross section, and just could always use a bit of a compost heap for dumping me garden waste. And then we planted an apple tree there, or an apple tree. So we got in here yesterday about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we finished at 7 o'clock last night. We were both absolutely knackered, scratched and whatnot. So we got the bramble roots out of this bay, but we didn't there. So that's good enough for me now. And we also got sort of down here, down this side, so we can get down here now. So I can get down here and open the window, and I'm going to leave this fully open today, because that's my soak away there. So I need to run my waste pipe here, run it down this wall, cut that pipe off, and then just dot the elbow, or could do with an elbow. I'll just pull that to one side like that probably, and just let the elbow go straight in. Let's have a look. It's quite deep. Yeah. So that's where I actually had my what's it called? Went to my RO. Had an RO in this corner, didn't I? So my RO waste pipe went down into there. Surprising how thought it'd be a lot soggier down there. And then this is where I've had milk since I've had the Nexus down this side, where it's been dumping for a couple of months, and it's not too bad actually. I thought it'd be really grubby down here, and it's not. This is all concrete with a base. So I think what I'll do, I know here that dug it up and there's all rubble and stuff, so I made like a soak. But what I will do, I'm going to pull this out, dig out a bigger hole here and get it go deeper and get more rubble in there. I've got a couple of bags of rubble here. Dog's going crackers because I'm going down here. So I might do that today while I'm waiting for this stuff to come. Well, the air diffuser. Get that dug out, get it back filled with rubble and gravel and stuff. Dig a real big square hole out there and then backfill it. Not going to be a nice job, it's probably going to be quite boggy down there. Dump some of the mulch on there. So then, when I was absolutely caked up, I was hosing myself down here last night and I thought, right, while the weather is so great, to conclude, I'll hose things down and give things a bit of a blast. So I got my hose pipe on that pointy one and I blasted all the panels, the ceiling panels, the side panels, just to get that rinse down. I didn't get too mad, but it was that hot in here that the water just runs and just dissipates. Not like flooded everything. I gave all this a wash down as well, hosed it down into this gravel. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet. It is nice to have some gravel in the greenhouse in here because it drains away. So, and that is gravel to about, there's loads in there. I had loads of gravel left when we built the pond, built the greenhouse, and this is quite deep with gravel in. It must be a good 5 inch of gravel till it reaches the soil line. But it's not the best to walk on. It would be nice to have plain, slabs there or something, I don't know. But the gravel was quite clean anyway to walk on. It weren't too messy or anything like that. So yeah, coming on great. So hopefully, the next video, you will see the pool levelled out and everything and getting water in. Ordered a Japanese bunting to go across there. I think it looked like nice. Like I said, I've already mentioned that I want them long show banners with koi on. It'd be nice, 4 of them or 3 of them. Tried that there, and then get the Japanese bunting across. It'd be nice, just a bit of a feature wall. Just got that on. So things are really well. The trickling's all set up, nicely set up now. Fish are doing okay in here. They're liking this. It's like a bit of cover. So we'll leave them to it. If you haven't hit the like button, guys, yet, please hit that like button. It's much appreciated while I'm thinking about it. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to go one extra. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks for being a subscriber, it's much appreciated. And drop a comment, interact. I always like to try and interact back if I can, answering questions or niceties, things like that. It's good for us all. So thanks for watching. So the earring has finally come. It's come today and I'm impressed. It was $13.99. This is 9 inch and it's one that's got a cross section, but the seller on eBay does all sorts of shapes and sizes, and you can even message them and get one made specific. So I mean, I'm really impressed. You get all these little suction cups and clamps and stuff if you want to use them. I've included these 2 ratchet clamps for each side of the ear inlet. I've never had to use them, but they are there if you find you need to. So that must be in case these pop off, but I think the chances of them coming off is pretty slim, to be fair. And I'm not going to use them anyway. So the seller on eBay is William H9784. There's just some guidance about cleaning them with a brush and then keeping your pump higher than the water level, and make sure your ear inlets are facing upwards. That's in relation to these. Yeah, mine isn't, but the pumps and air inlet are way above the water level. But that really should be like that. And it normally is. There, look. So that's some guidance there. So yeah, I'm impressed with that, and I think I'm going to go into the pond and because what I don't want it to overpower the water anyway. You know, so for me, I do like a bit of I used to have my ear in the middle of my pond, on my pond up there in the rectangle one. It was just too much, and it gave too much disturbance in the pond. But obviously this, I don't think this will. So, you know, so obviously this chap makes them up. I could spin that another way if I wanted to, outwards. So I think all I'm going to do is, that is going to be obviously pushed onto there. Put it out of the way. So that will, I'll leave that little hole there. In fact, it'll just be underneath when I glue it, when I stick it. It'll be raised anyway. And I'm just going to pick, it's going to be like that. Sorry, let me zoom out. It's going to be like that. So what I will do is I will get some of the HA6, the clear sealant that I've got, and I'll put some under here, under here, and under here, and under here, and I'll just form them to the shape, if you like, if I can. Just give them a bit of shape there, like that, and then I'll bend these down here at the sides, so it's basically formed. I've got a dome on top, and I'll seal it in, and I'll put the silicone on underneath there, 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 and there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact, and under there as well, under the plastic T part there, which will be actually there. And then I might just put a ring around that just for it to sit on. But I don't think it'll be needed actually, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact there. So I might just leave that middle section free, and it'll probably be something like that. And then I'll put it to the test and see how it goes. The next shot will be fitted. So 6 days in, and I finally got water going in. So that's all. Can't really see it there, but that's the crisscross circle, crisscross air diffuser. I had a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you, because the way I did it at first, I put the actual supply underneath, because the actual inlet, the T, if you want to call it that way, connect it, was twisted inwards, which were great. But obviously I thought, well, okay, I'll leave that, and I'll have a gap underneath, enough of a gap with a, you know, a good bead of silicone, and then the actual hose can go underneath, and it was on this side. And then once I got all the crisscross of silicone and around the circle, if I'm honest with you, I didn't like it. The hose came over, and I don't know, it was bugging me. So I got in a bit of a mess with the silicone, because obviously I'd already put the silicone down in the crisscross fashion in a circle. So it was already like bedded, I had to lift it all off, so I got flipping silicone everywhere you can imagine, you know what it's like. However, it's well and truly in. It's not the best of jobs, but I've gone all around the edge and underneath so the air is not going underneath, it's just coming out the tops. That kind of makes sense. So I will probably have to just come out, kind of, going to make sure that when it flattens, there's kind of no creases. There's one there, I'll iron that one out. And I've got to watch the edges. And I think there's quite a lot of play in these, believe it or not. So it should kind of iron itself out. This one, there seems to be kind of a bit of a sag, but once the water's in, I'm sure, yeah, when you stand on it, it's quite a stretch in these. So I'll make sure that the feet, it doesn't get on one of the stands. So it's obviously going to take a few hours. As much as I've tried to level, I've levelled the perimeter, but obviously the bottom won't be level. So saying that, I'm about a toe deep there. There's a high point here for sure, but it definitely slopes down into the bottom drain there and here on this back end. So if anything, I'm going to get any settlement of crud, so on and so forth, here, right at the front. And if I'm honest with you, I don't mind that, because I will make like a hose pipe. Instead of using my pond hoover, which could damage it, I will make a tube with like I don't know, imagine like a tube, and it goes wider on the end, and then just a hose, and then I'll siphon. I'll create a siphon and siphon any bottom crap out, or simply brush it to the bottom drain slowly. So this is going to take a few hours, I'd imagine. So I'm going to try and, oh bless you, being out the pond. Sorry about the it's been a warm day today. It's been the hottest day for a while, or maybe the hottest day of the year, I think. So this is a lot tidier now down here. I've done like so there's water in there all the time, so no rodents can get back in up this pipe. I've bastardised this. I know it's not great. It's pretty poor, really. I'm actually a by trade. I'm actually a manager, construction manager, and it's not one of my proudest jobs, I must admit, because I'm a gas engineer, plumbing and heating engineer, XYZ by trade. So I've just used what I've got. I just thought, sod it, I'm not going to buy any more pipe, like $12.99 a length. But you know, once I get to a plumbing merchants, so I'll probably get to a plumbing merchants, it's the same stuff. This stuff that we get ripped off on at these koi places and that, $1.99 a bend, it is the same stuff. I mean, even though it's got Cockney koi on it, I'm pretty convinced it's the same stuff. Some are called flow fair and things like that. It's the same stuff. It's pressure pipe, not pressure pipe, solvent welder, and plumbers merchants do it, and they do it a bit cheaper. I mean, one place, I paid $12.99 a length of 1.5 inch. Next door, I'm not going to mention names, but next door wanted $16.99 for a length of 3 meters. Come on. So I already had some of this. Anyway, this is solvent weld, ABS. So I've just bastardised it, and then I've got a piece of this decent stuff. And again, I've just had bastardised it with a socket rubber boot. I've actually siliconed the whole lot because these got brittle. So I've siliconed, I smeared it with silicone all over. And then I've just put brackets in. So, and then today I've dug out all this area, and I literally dug down from obviously my foot. It was getting about 4 inch under the handle of the spade, sorry. So I went down some depth, you know, good depth, backfilled it with rubble and stuff. Then I got some rubble, and then just a big bed of gravel, and then it just dips into there. So that will be my trickle out tube. And also when I flush the filters out, I did, believe it or not, have it, as you've seen, on here. And it's not caused, because this is the back of my garden, it's not near my house. It's just a bit of a waste ground that I've got. Obviously my garden's very long, and obviously it was running down here. You can see on here, look. It's bone dry. So hopefully that will work. If it's not enough, it'll obviously fill up and then overflow down here, which I'm not too bothered about. It's not, you know, it's a bloody block built. It's been up 20 years now. It's been okay until now. I built it myself. So yeah, about knackered again. It's 25 to 5. Getting there now. Had a run to the tip yesterday, got rid of a massive one of them grab bags full of junk. So everything's looking a bit more like it. I bought some, I've seen Lee Hadfield's video, and he had a lovely 3 plants of flipping mind your own business. So I thought, I want some of that. I'm going to put it in here, look. A pot of it. I thought a nice lush pot. So I'd look on eBay, seen a seller, $7.99 I paid, and it came in a flat pack. So I'm not that impressed. So I gave him a neutral feedback. But hopefully it will take, but it's not, yeah, I could have got a plant in a pot for that, I think. But anyway, I didn't give him negative, I just gave him neutral and put my comment in. Yeah, so at the minute, the bottom drain, which I'm pleased about, I can zoom in, you can't really see, but the bottom drain is pretty equal of water. So it might not be too bad. The middle bit, that bottom drain should be bang on. It should have a good, it's definitely got a fall on it, because I remember for some reason this greenhouse just fall to the right, even though I did it level. It's obviously moved, you wouldn't believe it. But it has, because look at the feet. That's what I've got there, and then it reduces down to nothing to that one there. There's nothing under that one, so it's gradually got half inch, inch and a half, inch, and then there's a board there, and it gets thinner. It's not too bad. Could have been better. Could it have been better? Because it was perfectly level. I wouldn't have a slope into the middle, and I've certainly got that. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Let me get in, because the water time looked red hot. And if I just let it settle for a minute, I mean, if you look round that bottom drain, the line is absolutely spot on. I'm over the moon with that. Yeah, it's quite equal. Definitely shallower here. So this is obviously I thought this, and that's why I had the inlet into the pond. I can show you that now, look. It's like an eyeball. It's not like an eyeball. It is an eyeball. And I can, this does move actually, but it's got a bit crudded up, but I'm just going to have that in there, and I can literally put it to, I can have it pointing straight up if I wanted, so it's blowing up or to the surface. But I'm going to have it pointing at an angle down there to that high point, so hopefully I'll get a good swirl, but no doubt the muck will end up here, which will not be too bad for me to collect. Happy days. So there is method in my madness and adaptation to what I've got. So there's water in the bottom drain now. Here's my join sealed. We'll never know. I'll never find out. I'm not going to open the bottom drain yet. I'm going to wait till it's at that level and I can get it blasting just to make sure that bottom drain's clear. And yeah, the good thing about this as well with these sort of setups with the gravity is you can't empty your pond. So if a pipe, or you had a pipe crack or something like that, my pond, the pump would pump out to the bottom of the bottom drain. There, look. But because it's higher up, they're normally higher up, I've got a foot, so there'll still be a foot of water in the pond. So the minimum this can go, if there's ever a catastrophe, would be a foot high. So the fish would be safe. As long as your air's still going, of course, they'd be safe. The pond, the main pond, is higher because the actual filter is deeper. The pond's deeper, so therefore the outlet or the inlet to the filter is higher. So that one's about 2 foot of protection if it ever goes wrong. So a bit of feckling, and I think the next part will be the pond being full of water. The next part will be, yeah, once I'm up to valve and pipe height. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button, notification bell if you haven't already. It'd be really appreciated to get more numbers. And please like the video. Karashigoi seems okay, thank goodness. 6 days on, it's still alive anyway, so it didn't die. And all this is doing absolutely marvellous. I've turned the air down on this now, so I'm getting back to a nice black skim. I'm going to move that. It's going to be moved to over here somewhere. I think here, right on this edge. So I can get my ladder up, put it on this edge, come down with the cable, come in and have it just sitting here blowing, or about here like it is down there, and it'll be blowing over them plants. Happy days. I'm that hot. I think it's about 28 degrees here today. It's so you'll know guys, it's Thursday the 7th of September. You know how warm it's been in the UK. I might even get in and have a swim. Not a swim, but a soak. Happy days.